This should be interesting. God's gift of grace. This is where they burned me at the stake. Okay, Ephesians 4. To each one of us, grace has been given as Christ apportioned it. To each one of us, grace has been given as Christ apportioned it. When I say make my little sarcastic remark in the beginning there, this is where I usually get separated from all the other Christians. Or this gives me this conflict area. We start talking about grace, depending on what they're talking about here. I don't know yet. But this is usually where I get into trouble. God's gift of grace. As I was grading another stack of papers for a college writing class I teach, I was impressed with one particular paper. It was so well written. Soon, though, I realized it was too well written. Sure enough, a little research revealed that the paper had been plagiarized from an online source. I sent the student an email to let her know that her ruse had been discovered. She was getting a 0 on this paper, but she could write a new paper for a partial credit. Her response: I am humiliated and very sorry. I appreciate the grace you are showing me. I don't deserve it. I responded by telling her that we all receive Jesus' grace every day, so how could I deny showing her grace? There are many ways God's grace enhances our lives and redeems us from our errors. Peter says it gives salvation. We believe it is through the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ that we are saved. Acts 15. Paul says it helps us not to be overtaken by sin. Sin shall no longer be your master because you are not under the law but under grace. Romans 6. Elsewhere, Peter says grace allows us to serve. Use whatever gift you have received as faithful stewards of God's grace. Grace, so freely given by God, may we use this gift to love and encourage others. When do you most feel God's grace in your life? What are a couple ways you could show surprising grace to others today? God of grace, help me to share your grace in my interactions with others. God shows me every day by allowing me to wake up again. And where I can show more grace to others is by being forgiving. Not easy, but simple. Love you, God bless.